Well, good morning, my friend. Wednesday morning. I'm thrilled that you're here with me this morning at the Pastor's Podcast. Glad that you're here. Thank you for coming. August the 25th. Hard to believe. Here we are at the end of the month. And I hope that you had a good August and getting ready for the fall time of the year. We're kind of right smack dab in the middle of the dog days of summer here in Oklahoma. It is in the high 90s every day. But it's okay. I like warm weather better than cold weather. And when fall time of the year comes around and people start looking forward to the winter time, I don't. I enjoy the heat, but it's been a good summer here so far and looking forward to seeing what God can do. Of course, tonight, Wednesday night Bible study. And I hope that Maranatha Baptist Church, you be sure to be in church 7 o'clock for the great Wednesday night Bible study as we continue our series on Teach Us to Pray. And I'd encourage you to come and be a part. Learn how to pray. Well, Wednesday night, I love Wednesday night. I love the Bible studies of Wednesday night. I like being able just to teach people different things about praying. And I would encourage you, be in your church, whatever church you're a member of, on a Wednesday night Bible study. Wednesday night is just as important as Sunday morning. And God says, not forsaking the assembling of ourselves together. So every time, God didn't say the frequency, although he did tell us that there's a morning service and a night service on Sunday. He did tell us that, they showed us in the scriptures there was a midweek service that the church had. So I do believe it's a scriptural thing to be in church for all three services. Only a backslider would say, well, it's not that important. Yes, it is. You be in church, and a lot of good things happen on a Wednesday night. I'd encourage you to come, be a part of the services, and let God do a work in your life. Pray for your missionaries today, would you? And I'd encourage you to do that. There's missionaries all around the world that need your prayer. And pray for our country. Pray for our president. Certainly he needs our prayers. Whether or not you agree with him or not, he needs prayers. He's got a lot on his plate. And I think, and also pray for the people in Afghanistan. I think of the Americans and the troops that are over there, and many other, not just our nation. There's other nations, people trapped over there because of the move of a president. I think a foolish move that he should have just done. And I'm not talking about pulling troops out or whatever. I'm just saying how it was done. People's lives are at stake, and terrorism is out there, and we've got to be careful of that. Pray. These are days to pray, and I'd encourage you. Can be a part. Just pray for those in authority there. Let me read to you this morning. I want to talk to you about the secret of consistency. In Proverbs chapter 4, verses 20 through 22, it says, my son, attend to my words. Incline thine ears unto my sayings. Let them not depart from thine eyes. Keep them in the midst of thine heart, for they are life unto those that find them, and health to all their flesh. Now people say, what's the key to those people who seem to always be excited about serving the Lord and never seem to stray down the wrong path of life? Now, there are those believers who week in and week out seemingly are the same no matter what happens in their life. Their consistency is the key to always having enthusiasm in the Christian walk. Now, several things are noticed from the verses I just read to you, that the Father says that his words can have life. Now, he also points out that everything he says is life unto those that find them. So what he's talking about is consistency. So what is the secret to this consistency to keeping life in the Christian walk? Let me give you several things. First, guard your heart. Verse 23 says, keep thy heart with all diligence, for out of it are the issues of life. Your heart determines what you do in life. In Exodus 35, the people had a willing heart to serve the Lord. Now, you keep a willing heart by guarding what influences your heart. There are people who can influence your heart, and you must be careful about being around the people who will be around the right people. It's always a person who influences what you do in life. If you want to stay consistent in your walk with God, you're going to have to guard the people who influence your walk. I always get concerned for people who have a better time in life with worldly people than they do spiritual people. You show me the person who gets excited about being around, show me who you get excited about being around. I'll show you who influences your heart for good or bad. People always influence your heart, so guard your heart. Second, guard your mouth. Verse 24, he says, put away from thee a froward mouth, and perverse lips put far from thee. Your mouth can put you into a prison that you'll never get out of because you don't control what you say. You got to guard what you say because every word influences others around you and defines your character. Now, control your mouth and what you say. Be slow to speak. Be very slow about telling people about your weaknesses. You can never retract words once they come from your mouth. So be deliberate to speak. And you can save yourself from a lot of heartache that your words will cause if you guard your mouth. Third, guard your eyes. Verse 25 says, let thine eyes look right on. Let thine eyelids look straight before thee. Now, guard your eyes because everything you see determines what sin you'll have to fight and what information your mind will process. If you guard your eyes in the right place, if you keep your eyes in the right place, you won't see the wrong things. If you make sure you don't read the wrong books, your mind won't process the words that could cause you to compromise. That's why, listen, you will not be consistent in your Christian walk if you don't guard what information your eyes attain. Can I tell you, that's why I say only read Christian books by authors that use the King James Bible. Why? Because the King James Bible is the inspired and preserved Word of God. I read books by people who don't believe in the King James Bible. They're going to influence my heart to go the wrong way. You see, I can take in the good and spit out the bad. Everybody that's ever done that has always choked on the bones. My friend, I'm telling you, we've got to stick with what's right. Why would I read poison? That makes zero sense. Guard what you see because your eyes gives your mind the information that begins to process inside your heart. Fourth, guard your feet. Verse 26 says, ponder the path of thy feet and let all thy ways be established. Now be careful about the places you go as well, my friend. Just because you can go to a place doesn't mean that you should go to that place. You must always ask yourself if the place you're about to go will pull you away from what you're doing for the Lord. One of the best ways to stay consistent in life is to keep your soul winning active. Feet are always equated to soul winning in the scriptures. You'll find that if you use your feet to take you soul winning, that you have a better chance of staying consistent in your walk with the Lord. Now, listen very carefully. If I guard my heart and my mouth and my eyes and my feet, I can stay consistent in my walk with the Lord. Now, I know what I'm saying doesn't make everybody happy, but I'm just telling you there is a reason why. Okay, I'm 53 years young. I like to influence the word young. Can I tell you, I've been what I've always been. I've not changed. Those who've known me for years know I've always been that. How come I've never changed? Because I've guarded these areas. And despite all the criticisms and the attacks by liberals, I've been able to stay on the same path, not changed. Now, I'm not anybody. I'm still a sinner saved by grace, just like anybody else is. But I've had to guard these areas. And if one day Alan Donnelly ever messes up or he ever compromises, it's because I didn't guard one of these four areas, my friend. I'm telling you right now, guard these areas. Stay consistent. Don't jump. Stick with what you know is right to do. I stick with these things. Why? I want to stay consistent. And soul winning is always the key to all these things. Boy, keep your feet going soul winning, my friend, and you'll find a lot of these things will keep you going down the right path. I hope this is a help to you. And I want to just say thank you to all those making comments on the Facebook Live and YouTube studio. I appreciate your comments and hope that you're doing well. Hey, remember today, be good to everybody. Everybody's having a tough time. Have a great day, my friend.